What is going on, everybody? For those who don't know, I go by BOSG, and this is another Eagles video. If you guys are new to this channel and love talking Philly sports nearly every single day, go down below and hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and make sure you turn on the notification bell so you guys are instantly notified whenever I upload a new video. Now, before I get into the topic of this video today, just want to give you guys a few updates real quick. This video right now is going to be my 2021 Philadelphia Eagles record prediction video. Tomorrow, which is Saturday, I am going to have my Eagles vs. Falcons game preview. And then on Sunday, we are going to have, if I decide to do it, we are going to have a live preview. So we're going to have a live stream and a preview of the Eagles vs. Falcons Week 1 matchup to have you guys give me your thoughts, give me your keys to winning the game, standout players, breakout players, hot takes, and score prediction on Sunday if I do decide to do it. So make sure you guys do so and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so y'all get instantly notified and y'all can know right away when I do this stuff. But anyway, let's get right into it. So, the Eagles football season is coming right up around the corner as we are under 2 days away from Eagles vs. Falcons Week 1 in Atlanta. And we are going to get right into it. So, Week 1 against the Falcons. This is not the same Matt Ryan, and I know you guys are going to be like, oh, it's Atlanta. The Falcons have had the Eagles number in Atlanta. Oh, the Falcons have done some damage. Listen up, people. This game right here is between the Matt Ryan that we are seeing right now versus the young and improved Eagles offense and their defense, which has been really impressive. And Howie Roseman definitely deserves credit for making all these offseason moves and like getting guys like Anthony Harris, Steve Nelson, Eric Wilson, Milton Williams, and the list just keeps going on and on and on. So, because of what we are seeing from the Eagles, I think the Eagles can honestly win in a pretty tight matchup. We'll get on the preview tomorrow, and then we'll talk about that Falcons game. But for this Falcons game, I have us taking the win because this is not the same Matt Ryan that we saw in Super Bowl 51. This is the Matt Ryan we are seeing in 2021 heading into the 2022 season. So, this is 2021 Matt Ryan, not the same as the Super Bowl 51 Matt Ryan, but right now, I got us taking the win against the Atlanta Falcons Week 1. Week 2 against the San Francisco 49ers. The Eagles are at home. San Fran has to take a long trip across the country. Last time we played the San Francisco 49ers, we came to their place and we barely beat the Niners with Nick Mullins. And it's going to be even more painful because the San Francisco 49ers are getting pretty much all their pieces back. They're getting guys like Jimmy Garoppolo back. They're getting Deebo Samuel back. They're getting George Kittle back. They're getting Nick Bosa back. They're getting Richard Sherman back. They're bringing all these guys back. And the only reason why we won last year was because the 49ers were not healthy. If they had guys like a Jimmy Garoppolo, like a Deebo Samuel, like a Raheem Mostert, like a George Kittle, like a Nick Bosa, if they had all those players, they would have beat us, but they have them this year, and I think we unfortunately do take a loss to San Francisco, so there we are at 1-1. Week 3 against the Cowboys in Dallas. I feel like this is going to be a very tight matchup. It's going to be tight because it's also in Jerry World in Dallas, and usually every single Dallas fan that's in Dallas is always fired up to see their team play, despite the fact that the Cowboys did lose to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys fans are going to be fired up to see their team play against the Philadelphia Eagles, especially considering the fact that it is a rivalry between those two teams, because those two teams have been rivals in the past. and there's also so much trash talking between the two teams, but because it is in Jerry World, I am going to say that we also lose this one to the Dallas Cowboys. Week 4 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Do I even have to say anything about this game? Do I even have to say anything? The Chiefs, they got Patrick Mahomes, they got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they got Tyreek Hill, they got McCole Hardman, they got Travis Kelce. Do I even have to say what the answer is going to be about the Chiefs game? I understand that every Eagles fan is going to be like, oh, it's any given Sunday. Yeah, but you don't know who you're messing with. You don't know what you're facing. I don't care if it's any given Sunday. The Eagles are going to, unfortunately, take this loss against the Kansas City Chiefs and will start out 1-3. Now, Week 5 against the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, they did upgrade at the end of the day. They got Sam Darnold. They are getting Christian McCaffrey back. They got Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. Unfortunately lost Curtis Samuel, but replaced him by getting Terrence Marshall in the 2021 NFL Draft. They added J.C. Horn to that defense to upgrade their secondary. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's going to take a little bit for the Panthers to know who they really are. Even though Sam Darnold has a familiar target in Robbie Anderson, we don't know what this defense is going to do. I understand you added J.C. Horn. He's a good corner. I get that. But at the end of the day, what else is your defense going to do for you? Are your linebackers going to be great? Is the rest of your secondary going to be great? Is your D-line going to be great? The Panthers have a lot of talent, but I think at the end of the day, the Eagles, in my opinion, are the better team. I'm going to give this one to Philadelphia, as they will, in 5 weeks, start out 2-3. Week 6 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We play this game on Thursday Night Football, ladies and gentlemen. And I understand that you Eagles fans are going to say, oh, it's a short week. Tom Brady plays terrible on short weeks. Yeah, but again, it's Tom Brady, folks. He's the greatest quarterback of all time, as a lot of people say. He's got the most Super Bowls. He's firing dimes. And if you saw that game last night, even though he made a few mistakes, he still looked pretty good because he was threading the needle, getting it to his receivers like Mike Evans, Scotty Miller, Chris Godwin. He got some touchdowns to Rob Gronkowski. And at the end of the day, their defense is still stacked. They got Levante David, Devin White, Ndamukong Suh, Jamel Dean. They probably, unfortunately, lost Sean Murphy-Bunting for the year because of that injury. They have Antoine Winfield. They have a pretty good defense and a pretty good offense. And let's not forget, for their running backs, they have Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, who, in my opinion, might give the Eagles a few problems, especially that defensive line. So at the end of the day, for this Bucs game, I'm going to give the Bucs the win. So the Eagles are going to start out 2-4. And then Week 7 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Your main players are Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Henry Ruggs, Nelson Aguilar. The list, actually no, Aguilar went to the New England Patriots, so you no longer have Aguilar. You have Darren Waller. You have so many other pieces as the list goes on and on and on. You got Hunter Renfrow. You got all these pieces. And you have the defense of guys such as Max Crosby, Damon Arnett, and many more pieces to come. But at the end of the day, I feel like the Raiders going ahead, and with us traveling to them, we can't take 2 more losses in a row, especially on this much easier stretch that we have, in my opinion. I feel like we can't dump 2 losses in a row, and I think Jalen Hurts is going to shine in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and give the Eagles a win. It's going to be a tight one, folks. It's going to be tight. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say Jalen Hurts will squeak it out in a tight one in Vegas, because also that long trip from the East Coast to the West Coast might also give the Eagles some problems. Then Week 8 against the Lions. It's at Ford Field, folks. It's at Ford Field. The Eagles have struggled at Ford Field in the past, but this is not the same offense anymore. The Lions lost Kenny Galladay. They lost Matthew Stafford. They don't have the same pieces anymore. They no longer have Megatron. So, and I feel like with Jared Goff, I feel like that is a downgrade at quarterback for your team. You should have never traded Matthew Stafford to the Rams for Jared Goff, because I feel like that is going to be a big mistake for the Lions, and I have the Eagles coming out with the win at Ford Field, as the Eagles will go ahead and be 4-4 through 8 weeks. Week 9 against the Chargers, and this game is in Philly. The Chargers have to come all the way across the country, play the Philadelphia Eagles. They gotta get things together here. The Eagles are going to be roaring. They're going to be roaring when Herbert comes to town. It's going to be the battle of two young quarterbacks that came in the same quarterback draft class. Herbert against Hurts. And this will be a really good game, but I feel like the Chargers still have some work to do. They have some rebuilding. I feel like Herbert is going to be really good this year, but I think with more talent around the Philadelphia Eagles, I think the Eagles come out with the win in this game against the Chargers in another nail-biter, in my opinion, maybe by a field goal or 5 points at least. But I feel like this is a game where Jalen Hurts might have enough dog in him to have that mentality to just find a way to win this game. Now, Week 10 against the Broncos. And this is in Mile High, the place where it is so hard to win. And they're getting guys back such as Von Miller, Bradley Chubb they still have, Cortland Sutton. They upgraded with Teddy Bridgewater. They lost Phillip Lindsay. They still got Melvin Gordon. They have so many good pieces. It's hard to win in Mile High because of the cold, but I feel like the Eagles are at this point just too used to it, because it has been known to be very cold in Philadelphia, but not as cold as it is going to be in Denver. But at the end of the day, I feel like with the quarterback battle, with Teddy Bridgewater winning that battle, it might give him a few games to get used to it. He does have starting quarterback experience. So does Drew Lock. At the end of the day, I have the Eagles coming out with the win in this one in another nail-biter. This is going to be a nail-biter that everybody is going to want to see. It's going to be tough. It's going to be rough. But at the end of the day, even though Von Miller, Bradley Chubb, all these pieces are going to come at Jalen Hurts, I still think the Eagles have enough horsepower to take out the Broncos in Mile High. Week 11 against the Saints. The rematch in Philadelphia. Sean Payton now, but he is now facing Nick Sirianni. I feel like Sean Payton wants a rematch, and his guys are going to be playing like you know what out there, and they're going to want that rematch. They're going to want to play much more tough, even though the Eagles won 24-21 in the game last year. I think the Saints find a way to take revenge, and they will somehow find a way to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and that will be another L for Philly at home. Week 12 against the New York Giants. This one is in New York. Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley's coming back. They added Kenny Golladay. They have Sterling Shepard. They have Darius Slayton. They have Kadarius Toney. They upgraded their defense, especially their secondary, by adding Adoree Jackson. And they got many more pieces to come for that defense. I feel like the Eagles might go ahead and split with every single one of their division rivals. So, in Week 12 right here, I have the Eagles losing this game to the Giants. I feel like this is going to be another close one, but I think Daniel Jones and Joe Judge will find a way to squeak it out for the New York Giants, as they will beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Week 12. Week 13 against the New York Jets. I understand that Zach Wilson is your quarterback. You no longer have Sam Darnold. You got Elijah Vera Tucker to protect your O-line. You got all these pieces. You have the pieces that you need for a new dynasty. No, you don't. You don't. You need to still rebuild and reload to even have a chance at beating the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles have too much talent up their sleeve, and I feel like the Eagles are going to have too much horsepower for the New York Jets, as the Jets, I think, still have some building to do under head coach Robert Saleh, and I think the Jets, they take a loss, so I have the Eagles winning that game, Week 13 against the New York Jets. Week 14 is a bye. The Eagles have 7 wins up to this point, so the Eagles right now would be 7-6 at this point. Yes, 7-6. Yes, I was counting it up, seeing if it was right. 7-6 at the bye week, and going into the last 4 games of your season, which are all division games. What is going to happen? It is very unpredictable. Your division rivals are also fighting for playoff spots. The Eagles are fighting for a playoff spot. Week 15 against the Washington football team. Washington, very good defense. Added Ryan Fitzpatrick. Still have Terry McLaurin. You still got Logan Thomas. You still have some of these big pieces. You still got Chase Young. You still have some of these other pieces. Even though y'all lost Ryan Kerrigan, you still have Antonio Gibson for the backfield. You still have all these pieces. But at the end of the day, I feel like the Eagles are going to come out with enough horsepower to take out Washington in this one, as they are going to go ahead and take the win against Washington in Philadelphia. Week 16 against the New York Giants. Pretty much the same thing I said about Week 12. You can say the same thing as I said about Week 12. They got all the weapons. They got Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, etc., etc. They have the pieces. Do they have enough? The Eagles are going to want revenge. Nick Sirianni is going to want the boys to get fired up. They want to beat the Giants at least one time. They're going to be rusty in the start, in my opinion, but I think Jalen Hurts will find a way to squeak it out in Week 16 against the New York Giants. That game will be a win. Week 17 against the Washington football team. Same thing as I said in Week 15. They got Ryan Fitzpatrick. They got Antonio Gibson. They got Terry McLaurin. They got Logan Thomas. They got all these pieces. At the end of the day, again, Nick Sirianni is going to want to come out with all the firepower he needs in order for a chance to win this game. And I feel like he's going to give most of the motivation to Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts is going to have a big game with the Eagles season on the line, as I think, unfortunately, the Eagles will come up short against Washington. They will drop this game. Now, on the line, going to be a tight division. Might be a trash division, but it's going to be a close division. It's pretty much anyone's division here, folks. Week 18 against the Dallas Cowboys at home for the Philadelphia Eagles. They played them once before in Jerry World. This is not Jerry World, folks. This is Philadelphia. And when Philadelphia has Dallas come into their stadium, the Eagles fans will be rising and roaring on their feet to hope the Philadelphia Eagles can find a playoff spot in this division. Can they do it? I think the answer is yes. I think Jalen Hurts has another heck of a day against Dak Prescott, assuming he is the quarterback for this year. And I feel like the Eagles have something to prove. They will finish this year, in my opinion, 10-7. They will take first in the division and will host a playoff game, as they will take the number 4 seed at best. Because I feel like with some of these teams, like the Packers, the Bucks, the Saints maybe, those are the teams that are going to give the Eagles problems, and I feel like the NFC East has been really weak in the past few years. And at the end of the day, I have the Eagles squeaking this game out against the Dallas Cowboys to go 10-7, make the playoffs, host a playoff game in the wild card round, and we'll just find a way to make everything work. Final record, 10-7. I think the Eagles are in a pretty good position where they are right now. Based on what I am thinking about this, I feel like they have some young talent. They have some veterans returning. They have a pretty young offense apart from their offensive line and Zach Ertz. I mean, for their offensive line, they got Malata, Samalu, and then Kelsey to the right side with Brandon Brooks and Lane Johnson is veteran-wise. So, Sayama's only 29, folks. Sayama's only 29. And Jordan Malata is shocking the world. I feel like if they can all stay healthy and hold up Jalen Hurts, I think this team can have a successful season. You guys give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. What do you think the Eagles' record prediction is going to be? How many wins do you think we get? What expectations do you have for the Philadelphia Eagles? You guys give me your thoughts down below in the comments section. Want to see what you guys think? And let's go Birds, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. Anyway, guys, see you next time. Tomorrow. Preview coming out. Tune in. Have the notifications turned on. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.